Welcome back to my channel, everybody. I got a video here for Moto Monday. This is Lagoa Trevisan. It's an MXON track out of Brazil. And this track was posted by Pietrofa812. I probably butchered that horribly, but here we go. Before we talk about the Moto Monday part of it, I am also doing a 120-hour update. I'm currently at 133 hours. So, let's get into the 120-hour update so far. It's been 40 hours since I posted my last hourly update video. I have been grinding my butt off doing motocross series, supercross series, trying to race the PD amateur series. Some of you guys may know Frosty MX group. I've been riding with them. I rode the Frosty yesterday, qualified for their race. I raced that. And then after that, I had about a 30-minute break before we raced the Supercross series, which is on my YouTube, under my live section. Supercross. I'm sure some of you might laugh at it too, of the struggles I was having. And it's just part of the learning progression, honestly. So from 120-hour update, I just have a few tips. Really, it's just keep riding. Keep playing with the setups, because when I was doing Supercross, I tried to set up like a Supercross setup like you would in real life, make it kind of stiff, and it really didn't work. I was having issues with it on the KTM, and then I was like, you know what? After I raced the race at Kells, I threw my motocross suspension setup on there, and I went 3 seconds faster than I did with my trying to make my own homebrew Supercross setup. So you definitely got to play around, keep playing the game, fiddle with the settings here and there. As far outside of that, the Supercross I'm getting better at. Our next race is Glendale. I'm sorry, it's Anaheim too. That would be next Sunday, so that's the 23rd. And then in 2 days, I'm doing 316 compound, and then there's a 8K Farms on Thursday night, which I will not be able to race, which kind of upsets me. I like 8K Farms over 316 compound. So, anyways. So here we are. I'm going to get into the Moto Monday part, finally. One of the things that I can kind of piece together from just playing for so long, which really isn't that long, is standing, sitting, shifting. I believe between these laps here, I went back to the pits before I show you the fast lap at the end. I adjusted my gearing a little bit to get a little more umph out of the corners, but this track is a Brazilian track. And at first when I went on it, I was not paying attention at all to the track map. It's actually a really beautiful map. I feel like the track could have a little bit more ruts, some more bumps for the corners, the berms. There we go. Sorry, my words are a little off today. It's a long day at work. But overall, the bums. Anyways, the berms, they're there when you need them. I wish they were taller, a little more in certain areas. But this track is nice. It's smooth. It's pretty. It feels like it's fast, but because there's so many corners, you have to slow down. And I believe he did a good job on this. I've never seen extra track in real life or watched it on YouTube to get a idea what it's supposed to look like. But it rode really well. I enjoyed it. I will probably bring it up to my team leader, see if he wants to try to run it, maybe, because it's not super hard. But it's one of the ones where, you know, if you override it, you could probably mess up and it'll hurt you. I feel like maybe it's one of the tracks kind of like Walnut, where you can only go so fast because you have these whoops here, right? But after these whoops, you don't have to slow down too much. But this jump, you can't just send it unless you have really stiff suspension or land under your tire. And it's better just to land on the downside of the jump, honestly. That way you get your smooth landing and just take off again. And as a reminder, if you made it this far, go check out my Kick account. That's where I stream my motocross series at, so come over there. Support that channel if you can. If not, well, I'm going to be starting to stream more on Kick, less on Twitch. I will still drop into YouTube every now and again. So head on over, check it out. And once our series gets over, I'll be able to interact with you guys more. It's hard to interact with everybody when you're trying to be competitive, focus on the race, and then your attention gets taken away to look at the chat. So I apologize if you have shown up and I haven't really paid attention to the chat too much. on focusing trying to race and not go down. Not really sure what else to talk about in this video, but in the motocross series for a team, I'm 4th in points, which is pretty cool. Haven't missed a race, so being there, being consistent has actually probably been one thing I've taken away from 120 hours. I don't really have the speed yet. That will come, you know. Other than that, Supercross series, I'm doing trash in. Like, I'm still top 10 of points, but you know, this last race there's only 11 people, or 12, 2 of them DSQ'd, so I got lucky and just finished 10 anyways. But I have really been enjoying learning Supercross. It's really, really hard trying to get the timings down, and just when you get on a slick track and get your traction, I don't know. Supercross is Supercross, you know? It's not for the faint of heart, and it's definitely gonna make you angry if you haven't done it and you try to get really good at it. So, in other news, I did get the Krakenberg track, and I do really want to run that and bring it to you guys, but that's gonna be like an hour-long video. Not sure if I can talk an hour long in it, but maybe I can at least do like a live commentary while I'm playing it, and hopefully my Streamlabs doesn't crash. That way you guys can see the controller layout and everything. Just kind of see everything that I'm doing. I brought up that to our team leader too, and he's never ridden it, but he's not against it either. We just have to get through our motocross and supercross series before we start doing it, before we start doing other tracks, you know, that aren't part of the series. So, I believe this lap here is one of the last laps. Definitely go outside in that if you want to carry speed. I might be a little faster to go inside some. We'll have to see in the fast lap. I don't remember off the top of my head. I do not usually do live commentary while I do Moto Monday, because I can't process 2 things at the same time. So, this lap is winding down to an end. I appreciate you guys watching this far if you have. If you haven't watched this far, that's totally cool too. I will see you on the fast lap portion. Alright. Right there, I kept going wide for some reason. Just silly moves that I should have learned earlier before, as in before like 3 laps ago. Just couldn't remember off the top of my head which direction the track was, you know. When this is almost a 2-minute lap time, it's a little hard to remember where everything is in a matter of 3 laps. So, here we go. Fast lap time. Hey, welcome to the fast lap. So, get going. Nice land, going fast. I'm riding my new gear, my new bike custom paint. Adjusted my gearing to get a little more grunt out of the corners. 3rd gear felt like it took a little bit too long to get to the top speed, so I tightened it up a little bit. So I believe 2nd gear was 58 miles an hour, maybe it's 3rd gear. Anyways, basically took the gear that was 58 miles an hour, dropped it to 56. Not much of more of a grunt, but it was enough to make a difference. That jump, I believe, would be really fun if you could whip over that. And I almost go down here. I got scared, so I let off the gas. And I thought I'd have to re-record for a fast lap. But you know what's beautiful about this track? Are the trees. I do enjoy the trees, actually. Any track that has trees like this, love to ride. It adds something to the scenery that puts you, you know, in depth in the track there, like you are in person. And you got stadium. There's people in stands watching you, alright? They're cheering you on to go fast. How can you argue against that? Everyone, I appreciate all of you for hanging out, watching these videos, liking, subscribing, and I thank you for being awesome. I am so happy to be part of this community. There are some bad apples in it here and there, but mostly it's a golden apple and it's a golden goose. You guys have an outstanding week and keep on riding.